In the following video, Amy, a recent college graduate, was home all by herself when some strange stuff started to happen. It was roughly 2 in the afternoon, and her roommates both had to go and attend a university lecture, leaving her all alone. Amy decided to dedicate the time to catching up on her favorite TV series, but clearly there was an entity that did not want her to follow through with said plans.
It's f***ing happening again. I can record it this time. Come on. Look. Can you see that? The fuck? That's... What the hell? They're all open. What the hell was that? Oh my god. Are you kidding me right now?
Strangely, all sorts of paranormal activity started occurring in the kitchen, and Amy was forced to investigate closer. She entered the room where she was in the thick of the horrors, and the spirit went as far as flinging a can onto the floor, which could not have happened without human contact, but it did. She never decided to inform her roommates on what happened that night, in fear that she would receive a negative response, but the event still sticks with her to date. On April 18th of 2010, a group of security officers heard some banging from the room above them, and in response decided to check the cameras. At first, they all believed that this would just be a regular employee making lots of noise, but then they remembered that there were only 8 other staff members on shift, and they were supposed to be in the other building. Due to this, they had their speculations that a burglar may have broken into the premises, but little did they know that things were much worse than that. Somehow, after checking the cameras, nothing was up there, and the officers started to question what was happening. As they came to the logical conclusion that a shelf must have fallen over though, the spirit acted in front of their very eyes. From tampering with the lockers to rolling the wheelchair, this spirit was clearly passionate about making its presence known. No one can explain this event with a logical answer, so the consensus is that this truly was a haunting. Any obligations to that statement can be put into the comment section. Now this next clip is one of, if not the shortest pieces of footage on this channel, but as many wise people know, quality comes far above quantity. It took place in the midst of the Christmas season on December 23rd of 2012. And highlighted a mother filming the gift that she purchased for her daughter. She wanted it on record because she was a big lover of photos and believed that they were the best way to capture memories, and in this instance, nightmares.
Bueno, aquí les presentamos a la muñeca de Bessie que se la regalaron a sus 15 años.
No manches, mira.
Whilst the mother was innocently showing off the doll, it turned its head towards her in such a quick motion that she did not realize. However, the person behind the camera noticed exactly what happened and was quick to let the mother know. the reaction was definitely called for. According to the person who filmed this fascinating piece of footage, 30 minutes after the event, they had police knocking on the door, who had apparently been summoned by neighbors. The mother's scream was so loud that the entire street heard it and were worried that there may have been some sort of domestic abuse going on. Would you have called the cops in that sort of situation? I'm keen to hear what you guys think, because I would certainly have checked for further information beforehand. Old videos are some of the most believable sightings of spirits because the technology back then was nowhere near good enough to properly stay things of such magnitudes. Nowadays, creators can open an editing software and make all sorts of spooky stuff happen, but back then, this was not the case, and that is why I believe that the upcoming clip was completely legitimate. It took place in the male locker room, and Michael and Lexus both witnessed a locker opening on its own accord. This obviously spooked them out more than most things, so they got their friend to use their brick phone to film what was happening, and this is what was caught.
Hi, I'm Michael and this is Lexus. Hi, we've been hearing weird stuff that's going on in this locker and a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
We got lockers opening, weird noises, stuff dropping.
Yeah.
All that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Cold feeling in your legs.
Yeah. Yeah, but so it's like feeling cold.
Yeah. Feels like you're in a freezer.
Yo, what the hell was that? Did that broom just... Did you guys knock that or it fell?
No way. No. That was an actual holster.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
It's getting scary now. Wait.
How did this thing come off?
Oh, hold on a second.
I don't know about...
Something's not right. Hold on a sec, guys.
It's attached to this. I don't think that can come loose.
Yo, what was that? Wait, hold on, guys, be quiet. See which locker that's coming from. It's one of these lockers.
It's coming from this locker.
Hold on, get back.
Get back.
Oh, shit. Can you open that again? Oh, shit. Jeez.
Can you make any noises? You want me to see if I can...
I don't know, just stay away.
Okay, my guess this thing really wants to...
Alright, what else you have to say?
The locker continued to make noises, as well as opening and closing even after the camera was taken out, which went to show that this poltergeist was far from camera shy. The trio who were in the locker room were stumped to the maximum and had no idea how to react to this, but just in case they were deemed as fakers, they made sure to record their proof.
Freaking locker. Shiny ass bitch. Let's check it out.
Open it, see what's inside.
Oh shit, there's nothing in there.
Come on. Scaring me.
Check inside, see if it's pressure plated.
I don't see it.
Everything. Check inside. What's the...
Yo, I'm feeling cold.
Something just hit me.
What the hell?
Okay, that thing just hit me on my leg.
Up there.
This thing just hit me right on my leg.
Second.
Okay, something's in here, and I don't know what the hell is going on. This, that, locker opening. What next? You start floating in the air? Oh my god. Something's in there. Something is coming. And, what's that over there?
Where?
Okay.
The duo got their friend who helpfully agreed to record the incident to film the inside of the locker to protect them all from being called fakes, and they found nothing inside the locker. This is the only thing that forced everybody to believe them, and a priest was summoned to the high school on the very next day. Michael, Lexus, and their good friend, that we will call the cameraman, were the heroes of the institution, and they became known for busting the locker room spirit. Jerry Bruce was an elderly man who had experienced his fair share of paranormal activity. To be more specific, He had experienced a 12-year haunting in his last home and in consequence was forced to enter a new house, despite being unable to sell the old one, which set him very far back financially. He believed that the cost would be worth the peace and quiet of being able to live in a pure home, but little did he know that this spirit was not attached to the old house, it was attached to him. On his third night in the new home, he was loving life, and nothing odd had happened up to that point. It was then that his spirit decided to make him aware that it had followed him, and that he had wasted his money trying to escape it.
Everybody can see this and I've done it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting the hell out of here.
For some reason, the closet handle started rattling at a very unnatural pace, and after seeing this, Jerry made sure to open the door and clear up that nothing was on the other side. At least nothing that could be considered visible. A highly discussed theory is that the handle was just slippery and was shaking for that reason, but that was an awfully unlikely conclusion. Some people just fail to acknowledge the existence of spirits, unlike subscribers of my channel. The following video is quite a weird one compared to some of the others I usually show, but there is definitely a good amount to discuss about it, so I decided to take a look at it anyway. It took place in the house of Rosanna, a widow with no children and near to no family. This face becomes very relevant after you watch the clip, so make sure that you keep it dented in your mind. She had no children. The video happened at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, shortly after she had eaten some lunchly for her dinner. It was the cheapest thing she could find in Walmart. Whatever was in the lunchly must not have been good though, because straight after finishing it, this happened.
Je suis frigorifiée. Et il y a cette odeur-là, de pourriture. Je sais qu'il est là. Tant pis. Qui es-tu? Qui es-tu? Allez. Allez, dis. Qui es-tu?
Disregarding the fact that the pencil was snatched from her hand by an invisible entity, at the end of the clip, a baby could be heard crying. And this is why I highlighted the fact that she had no children earlier. Somehow a baby had entered her house, or at least that's what it seemed like, until she went to investigate.
Arrête. Arrête. Il va foutre la merde. Oh Dieu. C'est quoi?
The woman went to see what the baby crying was and whether the poor thing emitting the sounds was okay. However, when she arrived on scene, there was a tab open on her laptop playing the sound effects. To the side of the laptop was a doll that she had never owned, and to make matters even worse, it was levitating off the ground. Eventually, it dropped, and after searching the entire sentiment room, the place where the woman kept her childhood belongings, in case she ever did have a kid, there was no doll in sight. Workplaces are supposed to be peaceful and calm in order to maintain concentration, but the one in this next video was far from that. It belonged to the father of a small family and was located on the bottom floor right by the kitchen. This was seemingly the perfect location for an office due to its nice airflow and location where the rest of the family had no need to interrupt him. However, something upstairs did. Have a watch.
So I'm in my dining room right now. I'm just organizing some Christmas stuff. Don't judge me. I'm home alone, of course, because my husband left to run literally one errand that's going to take like 20 minutes. And I swear I'm hearing like, I don't know, some sort of noise coming from upstairs in the Airbnb. No, we don't have guests up there right now. And even Susanna's chilling here with me, and she's been like looking up at the ceiling too, confirming that I'm not crazy. And I swear it's coming from my husband's office, because this room is notorious for hearing stuff above the ceiling. Oh my god. Absolutely not. Do you guys hear that? Now that I'm up here, I don't hear anything, but I know I'm not crazy because, like I said, Susanna was looking around too. Sometimes people have asked me, do you ever feel like someone's watching you or someone's up there with you? Yes. Sometimes I feel like there's literally someone following me, which I know sounds crazy, but it's not.
Even after scanning the entire upstairs floor for any sign of movement, the woman found nothing and was left completely convinced that a spirit was haunting the second floor. The father, on the other hand, was not so easily convinced and hired pest killers to come and handle what he deemed to be rodents in the walls. Which side do you believe? The following video came from the CCTV footage captured in a hotel and was noticed by Paul, a security officer at the facility. This hotel was unlike most others and was specifically designed to cater for elderly, near-death residents who needed a place to stay for a cheap cost closer to their relatives. Outside of the hotel is a graveyard where family members of loved ones who passed away in the hotel could optionally bury them. It was this place that caused the haunting you are about to witness.
Oh, and it says they hang out and dwell around graveyards. And you know the story on that, right? When Mike hired those 2 native spiritual people to come here and do their stuff, they said it's not the hotel that's haunted, it's the graveyard.
Oh.
So this service road here where Danny and I used to park, that's the old Stony Plain Road. Do you really think they, when they dug up all the bodies here, that was a good one, moved them over to the graveyard?
They dug up the bodies and what?
Before this hotel...
It doesn't take a zoom in to see the spirit gliding across the corridors by the chairs, acting as a perfect example for what Paul was talking about. Over the past few months, the hotel had been bringing in native men who claimed to be able to cleanse places of spirits, and the staff weren't told why this was. It was at this moment that they managed to piece 2 and 2 together. However, this could have still been a one-off situation where the security camera bugged out or something of the sort. Paul was going to need more evidence if he was to convince the outside world. It was only a matter of time before he obtained this.
See him?
Yeah. I saw it.
You sure they have it there, buddy? Yeah. Okay. Hey, Noel. Yes, sir. What's up?
Oh yeah, I see it again.
Yeah, let's try and sit in the chair. Sometimes he'll stay there for a minute.
He is. How do you know this?
Well, because Danny and I caught him earlier when Danny was in the games room locking up. I freaked the fuck out because I saw it. And then I tried to do a video review to record it, and it wouldn't let me.
Why is it still there?
Well, because if you read about it, they get caught in a vortex. And they linger around for...
Strangely, the ghost sat back down on the chair before the smoke vanished once again. Very weird. Paul visited his boss after capturing the incident and let him know about it. But unsurprisingly, he wasn't surprised. He revealed that the native men were in fact there to rid a ghost from his property, and he had seen it several times at night. On a Sunday evening sometime last year, a man called Jorge was home all by himself when he decided to record a video to his small fan base. He had wanted to be a full-time influencer for years now, but never made any real progress. He would wake up, go to his job at the local store, come home and make videos, but he just couldn't do it anymore. For roughly 2 weeks, he started planning a short script to read out to his fans, to let them know that it was officially the end of his content creation journey, but clearly someone or something wanted him to stay.
So, I am a little exhausted, but I have been doing things back and forth. I have not been having any rest. I've been up and down. So I've been taking care of things around the house, and yeah, I've been. Guys, this is not something that I'm fucking making up. You fucking see this shit? There's literally nobody in here, guys. Literally nobody. You gotta be fucking with me, huh? This is fucking ridiculous. This is fucking insane. Oh, fuck.
Somehow, items in the kitchen started moving by themselves, and Jorge was taken very aback by this. He quickly walked out of the room and sat in the living room, contemplating what happened, until eventually he concluded his thoughts. It was a sign for him to continue pursuing content creation. Ever since Jorge convinced himself that this is what that was, he hasn't missed an upload since. In a previous video on the channel, we've looked at footage captured by Roland With Me, a YouTuber known for going out of his way to catch spirits in their acts. In this 2-hour-long video, he and his friend Omar decided it would be fun to visit some of the scariest places in America, and every single one of them was haunted. During their journey, they caught several crazy pieces of content and compiled all of the clips into a montage. We're going to take a look at 3 of the most prominent. This first one took place in the living room of the haunted house at around 11 p.m. It's important to note that the clock had been there for over 10 years and was broken, which is the reason for the time being incorrect.
If there is a spirit here that is shaking this clock, let me know. And why are you messing with my clock? Let me know that you are here. Show me some kind of sign. Do something. Did you just make the clock move? Alright, Alright, what was that? Alright, that clock just literally moved. Did you just make the clock move? Show me a sign. Do something. Holy f***. Alright, that time, holy sh**.
Not only did the clock vibrate while suspended on the wall, its hands also spun around very quickly, which made no sense considering the batteries were out. This was nothing compared to some of the other phenomena Roland was going to experience though, and it only got worse from there. After exploring the living room, Roland decided to go to the entrance of the building and investigate if that area of the house was at all active. His friend Omar claimed that it was the easiest part of the building to walk through and that they wouldn't find anything there. However, this statement was proven wrong very fast.
What in the hell? I know that was not just open. That was shut. Something in here. Came from in here somewhere.
Strangely, Roland started to hear several noises coming from the kitchen, despite his friend being the only person on this mission with him, being right by his side. With such a high rate of activity in that house, the duo left it very quickly because they managed to obtain enough content for their video at a rapid rate. The next place they visited is the last that anyone would have expected though, Roland's house. If you've watched some other videos of mine in the past, you'd know that Roland's house is extremely haunted, and it does make sense. From the sheer amount of haunted locations he has visited, it's bound for a few of the spirits he encountered to follow him home. The specific clip you're about to see was caught on a camera and took place 4 minutes after Roland and Omar arrived. This spirit must have loved the lavish lifestyle because it was turning the sports car on and off fast. Due to the horror movie scene, grandfather-style clocks are often connected with ghosts and evil, no matter the size. The clock in the clip you're about to see was in this style, and although it may have looked tiny, the fear it could instill into someone was massive. This is about to be proved. The video was recorded in Germany by Jürgen. He had a regular life, working a 9 to 5 and enjoying his evenings with his mates. However, what was about to happen in front of his very own eyes took the regular out of that sentence.
Leute, ich schwöre euch bei Gott, diese Tür von dieser Uhr, ne, die ist eben einfach aufgegangen. Ich wollte mich gerade schlafen legen, auf einmal ist die aufgegangen. Die ganzen Tage ist die nicht aufgegangen und jetzt gerade hat die sich einfach geöffnet, Digga. Bro, ich kack mir in die Hose fast. Wenn hier irgendwas in diesem Raum ist, dann macht diese Tür auf. Wenn hier irgendein Geist oder so drin ist und du mich hören kannst, dann mach diese Tür auf. Bro, ich schwöre bei Gott, ich schwöre auf meine Mutter, hier ist keine Schnur oder so, nicht, dass ihr denkt, ich verarsche euch, Bruder. Guck mal. Guck mal. Hier ist keine Schnur, nix, ich schwöre auf meine Mutter. Gar nichts. Ich hab Gänsehaut, Gänsehaut, Bruder, Gänsehaut am ganzen Körper, Gänsehaut, Gänsehaut am ganzen Körper. Ich schwöre, meine Mutter, guck, oh mein Gott, oh mein Gott, oh mein Gott.
Now, it doesn't take a German speaker to understand what was going on in this video. Despite being sealed, the clock door opened on its own accord, and Jürgen was very fortunate to have filmed the event take place. If he hadn't, then no one would have believed his story, and the clock would still be on the wall to this day. In reality, his girlfriend allowed him to trash it. You may be wondering why this fully grown woman is lying on her bed looking terrified whilst recording her verdict. Don't worry, you'll get your answer. She is called Celeste and recently moved out from her parents into her own rented home. It was a small place, perfect for Celeste, especially since it was local and in case of an emergency, her father or mother could come and help out. When they offered this help, they assumed nothing would happen and they just said it to be nice. Little did they know that just 2 weeks after Celeste moved into the house, an emergency would come, especially one that they couldn't handle. The house had no paranormal background and had great reviews from everyone who called it home. The landlord was extremely proud of it and kept it well. He wasn't a priest though. Of course, a spirit sneaked its way in.
Plebes, no me lo van a creer, pero otra vez son... La neta me estoy muriendo de miedo. Sí, me ven la cara así, pero neta me estoy muriendo de miedo. Es la 1:33, otra vez. De la madrugada. Y se escuchan otra vez cosas. Pero no lo grabé, pues no. O sea, tampoco voy a estar grabando de que no mames. Pero no lo grabé. Pero otra vez se escuchan cosas. Pero la neta, no mames, no sé qué voy a hacer. Ahorita. No. No mames, no sé qué hacer ya, no sé qué hacer. O sea, literal se escuchó donde abrieron una puerta. Le tengo que poner seguro a la puerta de esto. Se lo juro que estoy temblando. No me lo van a creer. Estoy temblando. En las piernas estoy... No mames. ¿Qué pido? Yo creo que... Ay, no. Pero ya me da miedo ir a grabar, la verdad. Pero estoy acostada aquí. Literal no hay nadie. No sé qué voy a hacer. Me da miedo ir a ver.
For some peculiar reason, Celeste could hear a series of sounds coming from inside, and this obviously freaked her out. She immediately assumed that a burglar had found their way inside the 4 walls, but fortunately, this wasn't the case. The real scenario was arguably on the same level of severity though. How did she find out what the real scenario was, you may be wondering? Well, she decided that the best option from here was to search the house with no weapon.
Me da miedo, me da miedo, me da miedo. Puta madre. Ni modo. No mames, no mames. Eso no estaba tirado ahorita. El cereal se supone que estaba ahí arriba. No mames, la neta, no mames. No, vete a la verga. Vete a la verga, vete a la verga. Please, en serio.
Despite the box of food being placed on the fridge once she arrived home, Celeste walked into the room to find it on the floor. This wasn't the bad thing though. There was absolutely no trace of a break-in, meaning that whatever did this was still there. Definitely a ghost. Instantly after finding out that her first house was haunted, Celeste called her parents to pick her up and sent a letter to the landlord explaining she was leaving. She had to pay a decent fee for exiting the house with such a short notice, but in her eyes, it was more than worth the cost. On July 21st of 2024 in Spain, Juan was chilling out in his bedroom when he was taken by surprise by a series of events he would never forget. He explained after this incident that he would never go to sleep without a nightlight ever again, and the darkness now scares him. He gets called childish.
Mi gente, miren, me encuentro en mi casa, miren que no hay absolutamente nada, y me encuentro como medio raro, no sé qué es lo que está pasando, pero en verdad, no sé qué es lo que está pasando, mi gente, en mi casa hoy. Miren, señores, miren, me siento como que no sé, como que hay algo raro en mi habitación hoy. Por favor, necesito que me ayuden. Hoy siento esto. Miren, estoy solo en mi casa. Miren, estoy solo en mi casa, papá Dios. Y siento como que se mueve toda la cosa. Oh, Dios mío, se apagó la luz. Necesito a alguien que me ayude. Oh, Dios mío. Señores, ¿quién está viendo esto? Por favor, compártanlo. Miren, estoy solo en mi habitación, pero siento como no sé, como que se caen las cosas. Oh, papá Dios. Señores, miren. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder, señores. Recuerden que me encuentro aquí en mi casa, mi gente, en el cementerio Cristo Redentor.
In fairness, I don't know anybody who wouldn't be in fear of the dark after experiencing such a horrible 5 minutes. Once the saga was over, Juan made sure to pick up every single item that moved and load them into a skip that he hired for a week. He then paid some people to take the skip to the local tip and have every last piece of it burned. In total, there was around 900's worth of clothes put into the skip, but Juan didn't care. That type of money was more than enough to get a ghost out of his life. Setting up cameras in the room of your child is a very popular thing to do nationwide, as parents are in the constant struggle to make sure their children are safe. Most of the time, the craziest thing they catch on these cameras is a baby trying to escape their crib, but sometimes things can get much worse. Meet the Hursts, a young family with one child to their name called Layla. The two parents cared for Layla extremely well and wouldn't wish anything negative to come her way, but clearly a certain spirit disagreed.
What's the matter?
I just want to sleep with you now.
God, what? What's the matter?
Now at first, it was very difficult to see what the problem was here, and it was presumably just a nightmare. However, once the father of the family decided to spend hours scanning the footage to try and find out what upset his little girl, he found the face of a woman right next to the wardrobe. Extremely spooky. This figure could have very easily been crafted by shadows, though as we all know that when people are paranoid, their imagination can run wild. This time that wasn't the case though. For those of you with no idea what orbs are, they are small particles similar to dust that orbit a ghost. In short, if orbs are seen somewhere, then a spirit was in that room. From that night forward, Layla only slept with her parents, and this still stands to date. On December 30th of 2023, a terrifying night happened for a newfound couple. This couple had been dating for just 6 months when they decided they wanted a baby, and 9 months later led to the upcoming recording. One night they heard their baby making noises, as if it was uncomfortable, and the wife prompted the husband to check their baby cam. They were very fortunate to have done so, because if they didn't come to check up on the baby soon enough, things could have gotten much worse. Take a look. That is one of the most disturbing videos on this channel due to how young the victim actually was. The spirit didn't even have the decency to be gentle. It completely tugged the poor boy. Now it's unusual that we tell a story in unchronological order on this channel, but in order to get true context for the baby video, we'd need to review a clip uploaded by the same family 8 days prior. Have a watch. Unsettling noises could be heard in the baby's room, and the parents just nudged it off as the construction workers next door caused a commotion. If only they acted sooner, maybe the first clip would never have happened. On January the 17th of 2008, Kaiden, a young adult at the time, had recently started renting a new house for him, his girlfriend and their 3 pets. The house had no unusual backstory or anything that would really deter a family from moving in. However, reputations can easily come to an end. It was night 4 in the house at around 6 p.m. when the most peculiar evening of Kaiden's life would occur, and things got terrifying, very terrifying.
Phoebe. Hey. Phoebe. Where are you, girl? Phoebe. Phoebe. Hey, what's the matter, girl? Come here. What's the matter? Are you okay? Come here. Come on up. Phoebe, come on. Hey. What's the matter? Hey, come here. Come on. It's okay. What's the matter, girl? Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Want a treat? Come on. Come here, peeps. Want a treat? Phoebe, what's the matter, girl? What's the matter? You okay? What do you hear? What is it? What is it, girl? Come here. Phoebe, come here. You okay, girl? What's the matter? What's the matter, honey? Do you hear something? Phoebe? Honey? Are you okay? What the hell was that? What is that?
After hearing banging noises from up in the attic, Kaiden decided that he had to go and check what was up there in case of an intrusion. Since the pets were acting strange, it was likely that they could smell or hear someone that he couldn't, and so Kaiden wisely took the signs.
What? What the hell? There's definitely something up here. What? The hell? Jesus Christ.
Strangely, once Kaiden entered the attic, it was completely trashed, and he was devastated as a mess that big would not be easy to clean up. However, at the time, he was pleased that he found nothing up there, but still suspicious. It was when items started moving in front of his very own eyes that things started to become extraordinarily freaky. It's important to note that the light switch for the attic is inside it, so when they turned off, it was impossible for Kaiden to have done so. Something was up there, but he'll never know what. In the following video, a single man called Toby was getting ready to go to sleep when he supposedly noticed something looking at him through the window. Accompanying this sighting was the sound of a lady crying, which disturbed Toby for obvious reasons, and it definitely showed with his reaction.
Okay, look, I'm really tripping out now. Something was looking at me through the window, and I heard that lady crying again. Coming out of the kitchen. I'm freaking the fuck out. I am fucking tripping. Really creeping me out. I ain't going by the basement door, fuck that. Fuck that. There's something in this house with me. There's something in here. I'm telling you. Oh, fuck no, fuck no, fuck no, fuck no.
Now, in usual paranormal situations, the ghost would do something harmless but spooky, like move a chair to the side. However, in this crazy scenario, a knife was thrown at Toby, which could have caused some serious damage had it connected. Ghost experts theorized that the spirit wasn't trying to harm Toby, but just scare him. This explains why it delayed until he stepped back from the kitchen to launch such a dangerous item. Regardless, this is one of the most dangerous ghost sightings witnessed, and I doubt anyone would want to switch situations with this man, especially considering that this was only the beginning. After a long night struggling to sleep after the knife situation, Toby considered attempting communication with the ghost and eventually came to the conclusion that he would. He took out his TikTok camera and went downstairs to the living room, and then the moment of truth happened.
Monday, I think it's like the 5th or something. And about 6:30 in the morning. A little handle over there off my grinder come across the floor. It's my little pipe, my little billy club I keep around. It come rolling across the floor this morning. Been pretty quiet lately. I thought I heard voices earlier, but I wasn't sure. It's been pretty quiet for real till now, until a few minutes ago. And we'll see, I guess. Are you here this morning? What do you want? Can you talk to me? Let me know you're here. Okay, so you are here. What do you want? I'm not scared of you. Show yourself. Show yourself to me. I want to see who you are. No, I want to see who you are. Leave me alone. If you can't show me who you are, I want you to leave my house. Show me your face. Show me your face or leave my house. I demand it. No, go. Show me who you are or leave my house. I'm not afraid of you. What do you need? What do you want? Why do you keep bothering me? Are you still here? Hello? I'm not here to harm you, and I do not want you to harm me. Just tell me what you want. Who are you? Do you want me to leave this house? Is this your house? Do you want me to leave? Do you want me out of your house? No, because this is my house. I want you out of my house. If you can't show yourself, I want you to leave.
At first, the ghost cooperated with Toby and continuously moved a metal pole across the room to let him know it was listening. However, after some time, it clearly got bored and stopped entertaining his curiosity. The only sign of the spirit still being present in the later section of the video was when a small shadow appeared in the corner of the room. It's highly possible that something else cast this, but in the event that it was the ghost showing itself, Toby was in for a long day. Towards the end of the video, he claimed that he would upload more content of the sort and try to keep his followers updated on the experience. To our dismay though, he never updated anyone again, and no one knows why. Now, the next paranormal occurrence showcased on this video is actually the follow-up to a video that we've already covered on the channel. In that video, I explained how he searched 20 minutes for the cause of the knocking at his door, and this is the footage of him doing so.
Oh my god.
Weirdly, he found nothing lying around in the forest, despite the knocking being really loud and in a linear pattern. No animal is capable of doing this, so it's very odd that no person was discovered. As well as this, once the man arrived back at the house, his bedroom light was on all of a sudden, and a shadowed figure was standing behind the blinds. Quickly, he ran inside to confirm that there was an intruder, but to his dismay, nothing. This is when Sam really started to become convinced that a ghost was on his property. However, he was an evidence kind of guy, and without any, he couldn't be too sure. With time came his wish, though. A few days after the prior incident, Sam was watching television with his cat when the power completely cut out. He lived in a relatively rural area, and this kind of stuff was normal, so nothing was out of the ordinary though, until he realized the rest of his area still had their lights on. With this knowledge, he needed to investigate the power box, and things got creepy fast.
I just lost power in my house. I looked down the road and I saw lights on, so I think it's just me. I'm gonna go down to the breaker box and see what's up. You stay here, I'm gonna go get the power back on, okay? Everything looks okay. I guess I'm gonna have to call the power company. These were closed. These were 100% closed. I never leave these open. If there's someone or something here, I want you to prove it to me. I want you to close one of these doors. Come on! Well, if I'm being honest, I'm glad nothing happened. Holy sh!
Once Sam decided to go upstairs and phone up the power company, loud banging noises started happening downstairs, and he assumed it was the cat. He quickly ran down the stairs to the source of the noises to find both the washing machine and the dishwasher flung open. This had no explanation. It was a ghost, and he knew it. Immediately, he beckoned the spirit to do it again and got excited too soon when it didn't at first. However, milliseconds after his victory call, the machine's door closed on its own accord. The following family had only been living in their house for 8 months and had never experienced anything supernatural in their life. They were all religious and had God on their side, which left them strong in the sense of not getting haunted. Despite this power though, on a random Tuesday, things got quite weird.
Dude, you hear that, right? Yeah. Alright guys, I have to start recording. We just moved in here last summer. And we keep hearing these things. Oh. Shit. Dude, you hear that, right? Yeah. Don't tell me it's just me. That's ridiculous, man. I don't know.
During a match of Street Fighter against his girlfriend Kayla, he started to hear aggressive banging noises coming from the kitchen and got fed up, so went to check. Once he arrived into the kitchen, he scanned the room and found nothing before checking the garden, but this is when the paranormal activity was confirmed. Suddenly, another bang rang around the house, and with a fast reaction, the cameraman turned back into the kitchen to find 2 cabinets open. It's clearly caught on camera as he walks towards the garden that the cabinets were closed beforehand, which leaves little explanation as to why this happened. Feel free to try and solve it in the comments. Unless you put a ghost though, you're incorrect, because this wasn't the only clip that the man captured in the house. Just a few hours after halting the previous recording, the strange noises returned, and after some investigating, an apparition was caught.
Alright, I have to start recording again. I know I just heard something. You guys are seeing this, right? You gotta be joking me. What? You gotta be joking me. Oh, jeez.
Living in the house with the cameraman were 4 other people, so it was possible that the person behind the door was one of the children. However, it's extremely unlikely that the kid was fast enough to get away from the door as quickly as the apparition did, leaving no other explanations barring the supernatural. On October 16th of 2023, a father of 1 daughter heard crying from her room, so he decided to go and check on her. After searching the room, he found that there was nothing to be scared of and told his daughter it was probably a fly before going to bed. When he woke up the next morning though, he decided to check the cameras just to be safe in case something truly did happen. And beyond his craziest beliefs, something did. The lights in the girl's closet started flashing rapidly to the point that they managed to wake her up. We can see her climb from the bed to go and investigate the room, but the footage cuts before anything happens. The father claims that nothing happened from that point onwards, at least during that specific night. Over the next few weeks, he would closely monitor the cameras of the girls' rooms and relocate them every time something suspicious was caught. The following clip shows one of those instances. If listened to closely, a small knock could be heard, and after contacting experts, the family discovered that it came from underneath the girl's bed. It was at this moment that the family considered this spirit a threat, and eventually they would leave for good. It's unknown whether or not this move was successful. In the following video, a young woman called Leona was cleaning her daughter's bedroom when something unexplainable happened out of nowhere. She was really angry at her daughter for not cleaning the room, but decided to give some leniency and do it for her. I bet she was very happy that she chose this decision because she had one of the most positive ghost experiences documented on this channel. Take a look.
Got you all in a tizzy? What happened, sir? Can you do it again? Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, we're reversing too. Wow. You made sure to go past the cat in reverse. Dang. Hey. Oh, we're still going? If I put it there. You don't like that, huh? Because the cat's in your way? Uh-huh. Oh, you go push it out of the way? Are you gonna push it out of the way? Go ahead. Go ahead, push it. You push it out of the way? Oh my God! You freaking did that shit! Oh my God! That was crazy, bro! Oh my God! Again? Are you gonna push the kitty cat out of the way? You need it. Are you gonna push it out of the way again? Oh, you're moving the cat out of the way by moving the cat? Oh my God, you're so smart. Which one are you gonna move? Are you gonna push it out of the way again with the car? Or are you gonna move the cat? Oh my God, look at you. You moved it back. Oh my God. You're so smart. Are you gonna move it? Are you gonna push it out of the way? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna move the cat out of the way by moving the whole cat, or are you gonna push it out of the way? You might have to. Oh my God, you smart person, you.
Strangely, both of the objects started moving by themselves, and none of them are battery-powered in any way. The sole purpose of the Hello Kitty object was to decorate, and the skateboard one was to play, so it made no sense as to why they had a life of their own. Regardless, Leona rather enjoyed the experience, and wasn't fazed in the slightest. A middle-aged man was getting creeped out from the room he was in when moments later something terrifying happened as a climax to this fear. It was 4 a.m. on a Tuesday night in Minneapolis, and the room he was staying in was the last place you'd expect something paranormal to occur in. Despite having the structure of the back rooms, nothing had ever been reported there, and Josiah was hoping that the same would be reality for him. He was wrong.
I'm about to go lay back down, and I'm gonna hope to God that nothing fucking does any weird shit, because I feel like there's weird shit right there. But at the same time, it could be friendly. Oh God, now look at me. I'm starting to sound like a fucking weirdo. Okay. Do you see that? What?
A weird object flew off the door, and Josiah was left startled by this unexpected event. It flew so quickly out of nowhere and acted as a climax to the night of spine tingling he had already been feeling. He always knew there was something wrong with the place, and now he had enough evidence to leave with a refund. On July 7th of 2023, Mia was trying to get some rest after a long day of work. She had struggled all day with an overly demanding schedule and a boss who wouldn't cut her any slack if she made mistakes. She was in the process of leaving the job, but that turned out to take longer than expected. As if all of that wasn't enough, she gave birth to a son of whom she loved to infinity and beyond. She had him for 7 months and was so excited to see him grow up. However, due to private circumstances, he passed away. Could the upcoming clip be a knock-on effect of this? Let me know in the comments.
I should have moved me in here. And yes, my fan is on. That's why you see it blowing. But what the hell is that? Why is it wrinkling like that? Like somebody's pushing it. And that looked like a face.
Hey, tomorrow we need to...
Now, the fact that the curtain was moving was extremely normal, considering the fan was aiming right at it. However, the pushing against it from the other side was not something you'd expect to see, and fortunately, Mia picked up on it. She got up and approached the curtain, attempting to reveal who was behind it. To her dismay, she found no one. Restaurants are places that you'd expect to see bustling with life, from the stressed-out staff to the romantic dates, all the way to a family creating all the noise. These places are usually full of people. However, when it gets late at night and way past dinner time, the restaurants stop getting customers and typically shut down for the night. Someone is always selected to close the restaurant, and this is a pretty standard job. Lock a few doors, flick some switches, and call it a night. The man who was assigned the role in this video definitely wished that this was the case for him. For some peculiar reason, once the man set up the mandatory camera and left the room, the chairs started to move on their own accord. This was very creepy for him, considering he was the only person in the building, but he was brave and went back to fix the positioning of the chairs. Once he finished that, he left the room again, hoping that whatever happened wouldn't repeat. Perhaps he hoped for more than he could get. Just like the last segment, the chairs magically moved themselves due to poltergeist activity and left the innocent employee terrified. This clip was the only aspect we saw, so no more information can be given. Scuba diving is a worldwide activity feared by most and enjoyed by the minority. It involves going into the sea with safety equipment and looking at the beautiful things that it has to offer, alongside the predators that roam there. And if a human got into a fight with one of them, it is safe to say that the creature would have a competitive advantage. In the video you're about to see, a young woman was ticking off her bucket list by diving in a shallow part of the sea. She was quite terrified of the potential threats down there, including sharks and jellyfish, but little did she know that they would be the utmost least of her concerns. Weirdly, the sound of a human screaming could be heard whilst she was in a cave, and this was completely unexplainable by logic. Since humans can't breathe underwater, it made no sense that one could open their mouth and scream. As well as this, since water is so dense, it definitely wouldn't have been that loud, leaving this scenario very open for interpretation in the comment section. After coming back to the surface, the lady asked her mother if she had heard the screams, and she replied, no, meaning that whatever it was must have been making the noise underwater. Fortunately, the woman was brave and decided to take a second dive, with much less promising results. This time, not a single sound could be heard barring the noises of distant whales, etc. No one can give a definite answer for this clip to this day. The following piece of footage was captured in an unshared location and is one of the eeriest videos documented on this channel. Watching it for the first time gave me goosebumps, and I'm sure it will do the same to you. It was filmed as part of a haunted exploration video for a channel on YouTube, and the clip I'm going to show you now was the most disturbing thing that they captured on their adventure into the unknown. Have a look.
What the f was that? Wait, check what that is, 'cause something out there. What the fuck was that? Hello? Fuck, this place is weird, man. It's a really loud noise, but... That's creepy, mate, like that. Guys.
At first glance, it was actually quite difficult to decipher what happened here, but after scanning the comments, I noticed something very off. At the timestamp of 23 minutes and 15 seconds, a dark shadow figure could be seen in the doorway, and somehow the YouTuber didn't notice it was there until editing everything together. I guess you could say he was lucky, because if he did see it, you'd bet he would have turned around and ran away. The voice of someone's loved one is supposed to bring comfort and warmth to them. This is why people find love in the first place. In certain scenarios, though, the last thing you want to hear is your boyfriend/girlfriend, though, and the video that is next up portrays this weird feeling. It was recorded when the time was approaching the evening and Michaela was preparing dinner for her boyfriend's arrival. Unfortunately, he arrived home way before schedule, and she thought he would have to wait. At least she thought he arrived.
Making some chorizo for the hubby. Gotta make some extra this morning. Said he's gonna bring over his friend. Babe, are you home? What the heck? The door's still locked. The door's not even open. Okay, anyways, I don't know what that was. I'm hearing things going crazy. Almost done chopping up these potatoes. Somebody playing a prank on me? Did you hear that? Babe, are you home?
Michaela could hear the voice of her boyfriend and a series of footsteps, which was weird, considering the doors were still locked. As well as this, she decided to call his cell phone to see if that resulted in a response, and it did, but not the ideal one. He told her he was still at work and would be setting off back home in 20 minutes. It wasn't him in the house. The next day, Michaela decided to try and put the event behind her and act like nothing happened. She thought that surely it was a one-time thing and nothing like this would slap her again. She was wrong. At the same time as the day prior, she was making dinner again when the spirit made a second appearance in the house.
I always have mashed potatoes for days. I always make way too many. As I'm saying that, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't make as many.
Somehow, the cabinet door launched open without anyone else in there, confirming the presence of a paranormal entity. Was this Michaela going crazy, or was she genuinely suffering a haunting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Security cameras are useful for various different reasons, and in the following video, the woman involved must have been very pleased that she decided to install them. It was a normal Sunday morning, and she was pouring out some Cheerios like she did every day of the week when this habit was interrupted by the voice of a supposed loved one.
Jackie? Hi. Okay, I'm gonna go back to
As you could clearly hear, once the woman stood up to face the direction of the noise, she addressed it as Jackie, showing that she thought the voice was of someone she knew. If this was the case, then the encounter must have been with a mimic, which can be very dangerous in their own right. Arash was a young boy who was occasionally given the freedom to be home alone. Most of the time, his parents didn't trust him with such a big responsibility and asked his grandma to come and babysit. But fortunately for him, he was given a chance, which he was every other week. You'd think his parents would have learned. Regardless, he was by himself one day when he heard the sound of one of his toys playing from the other room. Cautious, he decided to approach the scene, and this is what he came across.
Aku cakap last ni. Diamlah. Diamlah! Ingat aku takut. Kau nak ke kena buang tong sampah? Masuk dekat tong sampah, nak?
When he entered the room, his toy was on the floor doing its thing. However, nothing too wrong occurred, and Arash just assumed it was glitching. This would all change moments later though, when all sorts of objects started going wild for no reason whatsoever. Arash sprinted out of the room and closed the door between him and it behind him until his parents finally arrived home. They think he staged the video, but when you think deeper, why would he have done such a thing? He wanted to be left home alone, and all this did was force his parents against that decision. It was certainly the act of a spirit. It was a Tuesday night when DeMarcus was woken up by the alarming sound of the shower running. Annoyed, he quickly dressed into decent clothing whilst trying hard not to wake his wife up before going towards the bathroom. If it was one of his children, he was ready to ground them. He made it clear that their bedtime was 11 p.m., not 2 a.m. He gently tapped the door and asked who was inside, but received no response in return. He had to enter, except it was not what he expected standing behind the shower curtains.
Mire, mire. Mire, mire. Mire, mire, eso ahí, ¿cómo se entra? Es cosa mía. Mire, 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 mire. ¿Qué cojones? En el nombre de Jesús te reprendo. Me cubro con la sangre de Cristo. Mire, 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 mire.
Shockingly, nobody was in the shower, and it wasn't even turned on. This made so sense because the windows were clearly condensated, meaning that someone must have used it. But where were they? As well as this, the chain on the shower of which the water was meant to travel through started to move mysteriously, and this inflicted some serious confusion to DeMarcus. He wasn't done searching though. He ventured the entire house making sure that his family was safe, when suddenly he started to hear a repetitive knocking sound coming from a certain window. He went to check it out. At first, DeMarcus was completely baffled as to why all of this stuff was happening until he saw a figure through the window. This figure had clearly been causing the disturbances, and so DeMarcus was eager to find out what it was. He put on his socks and shoes and went outside, but to his dismay, there was nothing there. This Russian man set up alternating cameras in both the kitchen and the living room because he was convinced that his house was full to the brim with unholy spirits. He was so convinced that he actually visited his local church seeking for a priest who could perhaps help him with the situation. Unfortunately, there was not. You see, in order to have a priest come to bless your home of paranormal spirits, you must show concrete evidence that the place is haunted. Without this evidence, there is nothing they can do to help you out. The man in the following video was on a mission to obtain proof, and proof he obtained. From the singular crock to the books, it seemed that everything in the household was moving, bearing in mind that only 2 cameras were active, meaning that much more could have been happening in the other rooms. To my disappointment though, we must focus on the 2 rooms we have evidence for, and one thing becomes apparent in this next clip. Whatever on earth was haunting this house loved crocs, and I mean loved. Now for those of you wondering why the clip continuously cut, this was because the cameras kept on alternating and nothing was happening where the man was sleeping. Strangely, the crocs traveled from the shoe cupboard all the way to the room next to it in a matter of minutes. It is unknown why a spirit would decide to do something like this to someone, rather than moving stuff in front of them, and it left the poor man confused to say the least. What he did next was questionable though. He submitted the evidence to the priest and also posted it online. The reason for the online posting was far from expected though. He was attempting to sell the crocs to someone online, and their claim to fame was that they were haunted. Abandoned homes are some of the creepiest things ever because they come with a sense of emptiness and false security. Houses are meant to be a safe place for families to stay in, but when they are left untouched, all of this warmth and comfort is stripped away, and perhaps this is why they have such a tendency in becoming haunted. Anyways, that was too far, so let's get into the following clip. It took place at roughly 12:20 p.m. on a Monday night, and the cameraman was on his way home from work. On the way there, he claimed that he passed the abandoned house and nothing was up with it. This made what he was about to encounter ever more weirder. Have a look.
So this house, the first time we passed it, Chase said the bottom part was not blinking. It was on, but it wasn't blinking. See how the different lights are at different intervals? The kitchen light being on, and then in the fire room over there, there's a light that's going off and on. No one lives here. I think that No one lives here. No one lives here.
For some weird reason, all of the lights in the house were going crazy, and there is not a time in the world that you could convince me this was an electrical issue. The main reason being that the house was abandoned. Who on earth was paying the electricity bills in the first place? As well as this, each light was moving at a unique frequency, which made things 100 times more disturbing for the driver. It is safe to say that he won't be paying that house another visit anytime soon. This woman does not have any children, please remember that. Now that you know this vital piece of information, we can get onto this clip. It took place in the house of Natasha, a single woman who was getting frustrated with life. She had always wanted a boyfriend and was terrified that she wouldn't be able to experience the lifelong goal of raising a human. This wouldn't be the case after the upcoming clip. 7 p.m., October. For some awful reason, Natasha started to hear the laughter of a little child, and for understandable reasons paused the television and stood up. She was worried that someone had managed to get into the house, and if it really was a kid, then the stress of finding their parents would be very difficult. She turned a corner and saw a little kid peeking around at her, and she cautiously approached in fear that she would frighten the poor soul. To her utter surprise, though, it disappeared in front of her very own eyes before bashing on the door. To this day, she still thinks of this event when hearing laughter, and the trauma is comparable to PTSD. The bad thing is that she can't get tested for it, because if she pulled up to the hospital saying she saw a baby disappear and is traumatized by it, the only thing they'd test her for is schizophrenia. The Midwest Ghost Hunter is a bloke known for his adventurous missions all across the nation with one goal in mind. He wants to prove that the paranormal world is real, defying all the sciences we have been taught. His real name is Derek, and in the video, you're about to see some highlights from he was exploring quoted, freaky haunted places, and little did he know that this would be one of his most active experiences of his career. The first clip took place on an old bridge that was used in ancient times to travel across a river. Unfortunately, the river had dried up over time and was no longer present on scene. Some of the people from that period were, though,
oh, whoa. What the? Whoa, that bridge just moved. I might be going crazy, but I saw that branch over there start swaying back and forth. I know it's windy, but it isn't that windy. Okay, I gotta check this out. It was this one. Right here. That thing was just moving like crazy. I mean, it's one thing if like all of the brush was moving, but it was just that single one, isolated. How do you explain that? I mean, I don't know if like insects crawling on it, maybe? A bird? If you're a spirit and you just moved this tree here, could you move it again? No way! It just moved! I gotta look at this. This thing just moved again on command. And look at this. For all the skeptics out there, there is no fishing line, nothing. Uncut video.
The baby tree waved by itself as if it was in the middle of a hurricane for a solid 2 seconds. The strangest part was that no other bushes or trees around it did the same thing, making it very clear to Derek that a spirit was on the scene. He decided to beckon the spirit for a second showing to prove to the camera that he was truly encountering something unnatural, and it listened. Regardless, this was not close to the most terrifying experience of his night, and things only get more spooky as we go along. This next clip was explained to be his most believable encounter at the time, and even he was considering his life choices. Take a look.
Whoa, I think I got something in that one. I caught another one. Whoa, there's a freaking mist right over here. And it's gone now. It's completely gone. Whoa. Holy moly, it was just right over here. And now it's completely gone. Who's over here? Could you tell me your name? Are you the lady that they talk about? I'm so sorry what happened to you. That's so tragic. Could you tell me how it happened? I got a weird feeling over here. I'm getting like a tingly feeling in my whole body. Whoa! I just heard a woman's voice. I couldn't tell what she said, but it sounded like it came from, like, under the bridge. Hello there. I heard you loud and clear. Are you underneath this bridge? I'm gonna try to get as far down here as I can. Hello?
In the distance, Derek was convinced he saw the mist of a spirit, and after going to investigate, it vanished. Now he initially planned on cutting this section out of the final piece because it wasn't convincing enough to be included. However, it was what happened afterwards that made sure it made the cut. The voice of a woman echoed around him, and he was unable to decipher what it actually attempted to say to him. Fortunately for him though, this was peak content, and aligned with his goal of proving the theory of an afterlife. Whatever that voice was, it most definitely wasn't owned by a human, considering where he was. This was only moments away from being further proved correct.
Doesn't help that my booster light is starting to die. I'm relying on my flashlight. I can hear you clanging around over there. Oh, what the f- Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. My booster light is dying. I'm on my last set of batteries. I think I had enough of this place. Oh, what the f- Oh my god! Oh, what the f- Oh my god! Oh god. What the f was that? She literally splashed in the water. Yeah, that's it. I'm good.
Inexplicably, the voice of the woman returned, and Derek swore to have seen somebody on the other side of the bridge. This, followed by the fact that a massive splash happened below the structure, finally sent the man into flight mode, and his exploration of this area was deemed as complete. These Japanese girls were in the school bathrooms messing around when something came to tell them off for skipping their class. Surprisingly, it was not a teacher. The time was 1 p.m. and the girls were meant to be studying maths for their exam coming up. However, they brought it upon themselves to go and hide in the girls' bathrooms, considering their tutor was a male. Smart, yet stupid. They were all messing around in there, enjoying their self-inflicted free time, when suddenly, everything started to go downhill. It's called karma. Weirdly, they started to hear a banging sound from one of the stalls, and they let their curiosity get the better of them. They climbed up the adjacent toilet to get a view inside the stall and check what was going on, but for some reason, nobody was inside. The girl jumped into the stall and unlocked it from the inside, to which her friends were very impressed. It was in the last second that the pale face of a spirit was captured though, and all the girls clambered out of the toilets to greet their teacher, who gave them a very pleasing welcome gift: detention. Fishing is an activity practiced for many reasons. Some people do it in the wild for survival, needing the fresh meat that the sea creatures require to survive. On the other hand, people simply do it as a leisure activity, finding fun in catching what they can and then releasing them back in the water to continue their life. In the video you are about to watch, the man was out catching fish for fun when something extremely disturbing happened upon arrival back to his base camp. The area had a toilet block, which was unisex and public to any people passing by. This is why the man was so concerned once he heard what he did coming from inside.
Yo, what the f- What the? Bro. There's nobody in here. Yo!
Strangely, the sound of a human, seemingly a female, screaming echoed around the base camp, and this was very disturbing. Being the brave man the fisher was though, he decided to enter the bathroom in case someone genuinely needed help. This was when he found nobody though. Graveyards are the most likely places in the world for someone to experience paranormal activity, and this is why they are such spooky locations at nighttime. Wandering around these places gives off an eerie feeling, and it is understandable why, considering how many dead people lie underneath you. The following video was captured in a graveyard and showcases one of the rare scenarios where a ghost was caught in the act on camera. Take a look.
Espíritu, alguna entidad, algún demonio de este lugar, quiero que me hagas un ruido y estás aquí conmigo. Solamente queremos ahí te encuentras con nosotros. Te estoy invocando y estás aquí conmigo. Solamente quiero saber que estás aquí conmigo. Ay, ya madre, no mames, no mames. Uy, oh madre, no manches, no manches, no manches, no manches, no manches, no manches. No manches, no manches, no manches. Uy, oh madre. Uy, yo sé que te encuentras aquí. Yo sé que te encuentras en este lugar, queremos verte. Yo sé que te encuentras aquí. Ay, me dio miedo. Solamente queremos saber quién eres, qué es lo que necesitas. ¿Qué es lo que necesitas? Vieron, amigos, vieron.
Weirdly, the door opened on its own accord, and after revealing what was behind it, things got even scarier. Nothing. The fact that there was nothing visible in the area meant that something from the dead side of the world was tampering with the man that night, and it's safe to say he didn't enjoy it. These two women were getting ready to leave the house, but little did they know what was about to happen if they followed through. They had both been invited to their friend's 40th birthday party and had spent the entire morning getting ready for the event. They did their makeup, purchased new dresses, and even went as far as buying a very expensive present. It was undoubtedly going to be an amazing night, at least until they checked the cameras afterwards.
Включи практика разбережки, короче. Выключили. Вещи, давай.
Just as they left the room to leave for the party, they got a notification for movement in their room and decided to leave it and look later. Thank the Lord they did. Somehow, an item moved by itself the second they left, and they still haven't found out why to this day. The ashes of loved ones are often kept by families to always remember those who passed away. When someone dies, they have the option to be cremated or buried, and they make this choice prior to death. If they choose to be cremated, then the family has the option to keep hold of the ashes from the burning, and the owner of the upcoming Airbnb did this. He decided to place the ashes on the piano because she always loved to play it at night, but the guests of the Airbnb far from loved it. Confused? Watch the clip.
Okay, I usually do not, or I never have believed in like haunted stuff, okay? But I'm out at Skinny Atlas Lake, the Fingers Lakes in upstate New York. And the Airbnb I'm staying at, the guy did say, just FYI, we do have people say that they hear a piano play at night. And I thought it was bullshit. And I swear to God, I've heard it. It plays. There's nobody fucking in here. I'm going to walk over here. So in case I die, I have a documentation of it, okay? It's an old house. It's on a beautiful lake, though. But I did find out the guy who owns the place, daughter died in a car wreck, and her ashes are on the piano. God, I get chills. But that's the piano, and it plays at night, and it freaks me out. I have chill bumps just being in this room. I do not get a good vibe, but it's scary as shit.
Supposedly, the piano started playing at night, and the story is believable considering how dark the piano was, looming in the shadows. However, some people need to see it to believe it, and the creator of this video posted a second, actually capturing the piano on camera whilst it played. Undeniable proof.
I'm fucking telling you, this place is fucking haunted. Do you heard that?
Yeah, I can't do this shit. This is so scary.
No, you go in there with me.
Yes. You have to go first.
Stay behind me. Fuck you. It keeps playing, I swear. No, dude, I'm not going up in that bitch. It's this piano, I swear to God it is. No, dude, you got me fucked up. If I die, I swear, I will. Oh, shit! Dude, no.
After the two men argued for a moment over who would go first, they eventually went into the room and nothing happened, but not for long. A singular note was played on the piano, and they were both sent running to the local bar to drink their fear away. It took them 3 hours to return. On November 16th of 2013, Marcus, a young man, was in his apartment with his roommate when one of the weirdest things of his life happened. It was getting late, and he and Johnny, the roommate, decided they would go to sleep so they had enough energy for their early lecture the next day. They brushed their teeth, washed their faces, and followed their regular routines before going to their beds. This is the exact moment that the apartment suddenly filled with cold.
Rato que escuché algo, ¿viste? Uy. Uy. No, voy a prender la luz. Uy, a ver algo en el baño, el vaso. Uy, chamo. Ronnie, parate, chamo. Hey. Ronnie. Ronnie. Uy, la luz. Chamo, parate. Hey, Ronnie. ¡Ay! ¡Ay, chamo! ¡Uy! ¡Chamo! ¡Chamo, parate!
For some unknown reason, the door to the closet moved in Marcus's room, and he didn't know how to react other than beckoning for his roommate's assistance. Moments after ending the recording, Johnny stormed into the room, and all of a sudden the feeling of coldness left the household. Marcus still vividly remembers the event to this day, and always tells it as a story. Children's songs can be the most wholesome things on the planet. They educate kids on all sorts of things and help them develop in general, serving the same purpose as children's stories. However, in some scenarios, these heartwarming tunes can turn into gut-wrenching nightmares and make things extremely demented. You see, at night, when there is nobody around, all these songs do is add to the eerie feeling that a ghost is hovering around the area, and in the following video, this was most definitely the case.
No. No. No puede ser. No. ¿A qué? ¿Me vas a comer? No, me vas a comer. Me vas a comer bien la pija, ¿sabes? Paranormal. Yo huevo, Ahí va. Tuki, Ahí va. Ahí está. Perfecto. Ahí está. Actividad paranormal. La verga. No, chupame.
Disturbingly, the vehicle started playing the popular song Baby Shark, except it wasn't the same as usual. It made the room cold and tormented the victim so much that he was forced to put it outside. This is when things escalated to the next level and the door started knocking. He needed to stop recording and fueling the creature. He explained afterwards that the knocking continued for a good 17 minutes before coming to a halt, and he was given peace for the rest of the night. To his daughter's dismay though, he threw the vehicle into the trash, but made it up to her by purchasing a new one the next week. All he could do was hope that it wouldn't also be haunted. After purchasing the new bike for his daughter, things went fine for a solid week. He became so convinced that the house had no spirits in it that he finally turned off the air purifier, which he believed would help them. Little did he know that this was the worst mistake of his life, because just 3 hours after doing this act, all hell broke loose.
Vaya, estaba escuchando unos ruidos que venían de la pieza acá. ¿Por qué mierda esto siempre tiene que pasar a la noche, hermano? Siempre tiene que pasar a la noche, brother. ¿Vos qué onda? ¿Vas a hablar ahora vos? ¿Vas a hablar? No vas a hablar. No sé la verdad. ¿Qué decir? Mirá, escúchame. Punto número uno. Si vos pensás que me va a asustar
cerrando y abriendo puertita, me podés comer bien los huevos, ¿está? Punto 2. Si te gusta abrir y cerrar puertita, me podés limpiar los platos, barrer un poquito, ¿sí? Y punto 3, me voy a dormir y te vas a dejar de romper la pelota, ¿estamos? ¿Eh? Nada, es increíble, es increíble, es increíble. Bueno, bienvenidos a mi sitcom.
Out of nowhere, he couldn't find his daughter and searched the entire house for her. It was after checking her room, though, that the door slammed shut and he was taken very aback due to nobody being in there while he searched it. What made things even stranger is that the father decided to go to his ex house to see if she visited her, but she wasn't there. It was when he arrived home that his daughter was laying on her bed, like nothing happened in the first place. It was the morning of the solar eclipse, and the following family were really excited to see it. They were quite a young family compared to other ones, and the children especially weren't able to recall an eclipse happening in their lifetime. This called for some big hype towards the event, and they woke up very early out of excitement. I bet they regretted this though, because little did any of them know that the eldest child, Justin, was going to encounter a spirit that day. If you listen closely, you can hear a voice asking how Justin found it, but we don't know what it was yet, and neither did Justin. He ran upstairs to his mother's room, who decided to post the footage to social media and explain what happened publicly so that everyone could understand the story. And it was a very creepy story time, to say the least.
When he dropped his noodles, he ran upstairs, came busting in my room, jumping all over my bed, hiding in the corner, screaming and hollering, saying he didn't want to die. Somebody was in the house, telling me to get mine because somebody was in the house. And I'm like trying to tell him to calm down, be quiet, so I can hear what he's saying. Like, nobody's in the house. I kept telling him, nobody's in the house. Like, calm down. What is wrong? What happened? But like, he kept yelling. And I'm like, calm down. So then I call my dad. And I'm like, Dad, man saying somebody in the house. He won't get out of my room so that I can get them out the closet so I could figure stuff out. And he would not move. We started hearing footsteps. I mean, big, heavy feet coming up the steps. So, like, now at this point, I'm terrified. I throw my robe on. I push him into the room with his brothers. I started coming down the steps with nothing in my hands. At this point, I'm just thinking I'm going to have to knock somebody backwards up the steps and just do what I got to do at this point because I got 5 kids in here. So, I come down the steps. I'm like, I'm going to get my hammer because my hammer is normally in my closet, but I know it's downstairs.
Fortunately, after going down the stairs to check what was coming up, the mother found nothing at all, and she was very confused. Was this the act of a spirit? Let me know what you think in the comments. In the following video, a boy called Michael was sitting in his bedroom watching a movie when he was suddenly caught off guard by a huge disturbance. Apparently, over the past week or so, his cabinet had constantly been opening and closing, so he decided that the best option was to tie it closed. However, not even this was enough to completely stop whatever was doing this in its tracks.
So I'm sitting here watching a movie, and my cabinet yanked. Like, you can still see it moving a little bit. Like the thing I have it tied shut with, and usually it's tighter than that. And see, look, I told you something was yanking on it. And it's weird because it's been a long time since it messed with this cabinet. Hello? You want to do it again? Are you trying to get the doors open? Well, I would take that as a yes.
Now, if you didn't believe Michael's bizarre story, you most definitely do now. The fact that the door did this twice showed that it wasn't a one-off event, and there was certainly something wrong with that piece of furniture. That wasn't all, though.
Hello? Is there a reason why you wanted me to open the door? I know it's been a while since you messed with this cabinet.
If you listen very carefully, the word evil could be heard once Michael decided to open the cupboard door. This could only mean one thing, and it definitely freaked the poor boy out. Whatever was doing this was on the evil spectrum of spirits, and things only got worse from here. Michael was able to catch one more thing on camera before the ghost took a break, and it was arguably the most prominent capture of the three. Take a look.
Alright, I'm about to close the door. I'm pretty sure that doll just looked up at me.
Weirdly, the doll with the ginger afro moved backwards, and nothing could have possibly triggered this barring a spirit. Immediately after this insane phenomenon, Michael slammed the cabinet door shut and ran out of the house. We don't know what happened next, but we can only hope that he is now okay. Wraith and his father John loved to explore the woodlands every single day. It became routine for them to go on their nature walks after Wraith finished school, and none of them would rest right if they didn't do it. The upcoming footage comes from one of these nature walks, and was the first time they came across something dangerous on their path. The woods that they ventured were quite peaceful and didn't contain any deadly wildlife. However, in what you're about to watch, all of that seemed to change.
Come on, man, let's do a nature walk. Alright. Woohoo! Do I get it? Yeah. Let's do a nature walk. Come on, let's go. Come on. Hey, isn't that cool, Rafe?
Yeah. Nice don't break. Look at this.
Yeah, look at the view. Wait, Rafe. Shh. What is that? Shh. What is it? Hey, get over here. Get over here, Rafe. What is that? What is that? Stay behind me. What is that? Are you kidding me? All right, let's go. Let's go, Rafe, go. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on, listen. What is it? What is it? Is it following us? Stay right there. Go!
Now you may be wondering what it was that the duo actually saw that day. But if you slow the clip down at around 1 minute and 35 seconds, a human figure becomes visible. It was unlike any other human though. It had a completely black silhouette and seemed to be carrying something along the lines of a blade. Let me know whether you thought this was a ghost or a murderer in the comments. The only answer that lies right with me is a ghost. It was 15 past 11 at night when a young woman called Lexreen was relaxing in her living room. Her husband was out at work, which meant she had the television all to herself, which was a huge bonus as he disliked the kind of stuff she enjoyed. Anyway, all of this became pointless after one of the most unexplainable phenomena of Lexreen's life came to hit her. It was so confusing that she openly spoke out afterwards about how she still questions the event 2 years later and desperately wants a logical conclusion. However, this conclusion has still not been discovered.
You guys, I'm freaking the out. It is literally 2:50 a.m. Do you hear that? That is my baby's bubble bath crab in the restroom. It just turned on out of nowhere. And I feel like I'm about to have a panic attack.
Checks, come on, buddy. Come on, let's go check. Come on. Bitch, what the fuck?
As if the toy turning itself on wasn't enough to freak everyone out, there's a very important piece of information to add to this. The crab actually ran out of battery the night before, meaning that it was impossible for it to operate. As well as this, it was levitating above the bathtub, which was most definitely not a natural sight. Lex Rinnie put the toy in the trash once she consulted her husband about it, and they never experienced anything of the sort again. On May 31st of 2024, a TikToker who goes by the name of Dude My House Is Haunted posted a very disturbing video to his account. He had accumulated a decent following over the few weeks leading to this day due to his consistent paranormal videos, and this one was no different. As you can clearly decipher from the name of the account, its sole purpose was to showcase his house and how demented it truly was. This piece of content did the same.
Okay, as you can see, it's a little after 3 o'clock. And I'm hearing kids outside playing. If you listen close, you can hear them. But I've been hearing what sounds like a kid in the house. I know it's probably just an echo from them. Over here, see, I can hear those kids out there. These are some masks my friend got me from Argentina. See, I can hear those kids. Let me move in here. See, you can hear them a little better. They're over behind my backyard. Let me move into the kitchen here. See, you can hear them out there pretty good. Somebody mowing their yard. See, that sounded like that was in here. I swear it sounds like it's coming from in here. There's nothing in the bathroom. Just in here, so I know it's nothing in here. I swear I came down right down there. It sounded like it came from one of the back rooms or like in the hallway or something. That was weird. What is that? I swear it sounded like it was in the house. Shit.
At the very end of the clip, you could hear the faint whisper of a child saying, "See you soon," to the man, which was a very creepy choice of words. Children's ghosts are arguably the most creepy ones, just because of how tormenting they are, and this was proven in this. There was also another piece of knowledge that needs to desperately be picked up on. The man actually lived in a very rural place where kids never played. It was very coincidental that the one day that children were gathering outside, a ghost gathered inside. Not to mention that the kids outside weren't even caught on camera. Perhaps they were all spirits.